Hello and welcome to episode 2 of my iRacing series. Today we are in sunny California. We're in Laguna Seca and I'm racing in the Cadillac CTS series thing. Don't normally race this car. It's not a car I'm a massive fan of, but I'm going to try and keep the races as varied as possible. Obviously to keep interest. I did qualify for this one. I didn't qualify so well. I did a 1:27.9. As you can see, pole was a 1:25.7, so a good 2 and a bit seconds ahead of me, but I'm not too fast. As for the last race, I'm just going to try and finish. I'm not too fast about placing so high. I'm just trying to get that I rating up so I can get into C class and get into some more interesting cars. But I'm going to do a bit of a warm up now, just get used to the track. You may hear in the background Shark Tale. My girlfriend's in the background, and as much as she loves me, she doesn't really like the old racing, so probably give it to that. Yeah, so Laguna Seca, it's on other games, it's one of my favourite tracks, but on iRacing I can't seem to get the hang of it. I think possibly because it's laser scanned and obviously all the elevation changes are a bit more drastic. It's quite difficult to see, especially from this view. I'm beginning to think that qualifying wasn't such a good idea. I'm going to be second on the grid, and I'm not going to be the fastest car by a long shot, so I might just pull off a bit to the side for the first corner and let the other people through, and then kind of go from the back. I'm just taking it easy really, because this car feels very heavy compared to the Solstice that I was driving last night. Getting loose through there. Tyres aren't quite up to 70 yet. Right, let's try a relatively quick lap. Watch out for these guys on the left here. Hopefully they'll stay in the pits. Guy behind like cut across something here, so it could have been tricky. That getting a bit loose turning in there. Oh. These cars are so easy to turn around. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, just put a wheel on the gravel. Shame. There's no point going back out now because only a couple of seconds till the race starts. Like I said, I'm not going to be going for position so much. I'm just going to try and get to the end of the race without doing that, basically. Oh dear. I do hope whoever that was doesn't do that in the race. I do actually want to finish this. Where are they? Could be dodgy. Trying to avoid that car. Oh dear. Guys, can we not play bumper cars? Alright, well, second on the grid. Never really started this high before. I'm pretty sure it's a standing start for this car, so... Oh, what's that, number 5? It's a white car in the mirror if you can see it. Okay. First gear, wait for the lights. Pretty good start. Like I said, I'm not going to be going too hard, so if he wants to come back at the inside, he can. Bit too wide there. Ideally, I want to try and stay out of that pack at the back. Already ruined that perfect race. Very annoying. Let's try and be clean from here on out though. This guy did a 125 in qualifying. I think it was this guy anyway. He's not going too quick. I stand corrected. Very difficult breaking into the corkscrew. So many elevation changes in a short space of time. I'm pinning in already. I'll take the lead, thank you. Oh, breaking far too late there. I think it might have been Troy Kane who was fastest there, the number 3 car. Oh, sorry, the number 2. Is it number 2 car? It's not important right now. Just need to try and focus on the road. Having real trouble turning in. I'm pretty sure this number 2 is going to be quicker than me, so I'm not going to fight if he gets a run on me. Just want to get to the end. Ah! Hit the inside curve there. Put me off. Not sure if I have damage or not. How frustrating. It doesn't matter now, at least his pressure's gone. See if I can get into a groove and try and catch him up again. I'm not quite sure why that's considered an off track, to be honest, but I'll roll with it. Yeah, I suspected that number 5 car's already in the pits. Pretty sure that's got involved in contact, so pretty glad to have kept out that way. Car's not feeling like it's right. Might have got some damage. I went over that bump. It's not getting the turn anymore. Yeah, number 2 pulling away, unsurprisingly. I'm not too fast, so second place is still a good place to be. So we've got a slow car ahead. Not a big field this time around, I think there's only 8 cars. Hopefully he'll be compliant and say let the first guy through alright. Pretty worried now because number 5 back on track. I'm pretty sure I just got out the corner of my eye in the gravel trap there. Ah, off track again. And this is the first narrow GT car I've ever driven. I mean, going from something like the Pontiac Solstice to this is quite a big jump. I've because this has downforce. Well, it's meant to have downforce. And meant to be better handling, but good for me. Obviously, I've got more power. Hopefully, he'll let me through now. Obviously, I watch a lot of videos and iRacing to try and get an idea of you know, what the competition is like on the higher licenses and the higher series. And like compared to these rookie series, well, I think this is classed as rookie. They've just you know, the racing's so different. You have to be careful of people, which is quite, you know, it doesn't make for good racing. Keep locking up the brakes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that number 5's just sitting in the tyres over there. This lap's been better so far. The car's a bit more planted, so I'll just try and keep going with this. I've tried second gear for this corner a couple of times. The rev's just too high and you're not spinning the wheels. This is really a third corner, but I've messed that up. Seventh time driven to this track yet. It's definitely my worst track by far. Probably my worst car as well, so I'm not quite sure why I chose this race, but got to get better, haven't you? I was very close to losing the back end there. It's all about getting into the dips and circuit and the camber, and I keep missing them. That's costing me time and it's costing me pace. The draw is long gone now, so only a mistake really is going to bring him back to me. The number 7 behind me, I am quicker than him, so as long as I don't make any silly mistakes, I shouldn't have any trouble with him. Number 5 now on fire in the tyres. Something that I've noticed about iRacing videos is people tend to hide the identity of other drivers. Say for example they you know, purposely collide with you. People will hide their identity for the other drivers. I'm not sure if it's safety or reputation, I don't really know. I think that's wrong. I think if someone is purposely being, you know, an idiot in these races, then they should be, you know, they should be outed, so to speak. The whole point of iRacing is having, you know, clean, fair racing. When people are ruining it for everyone else, why hide them? I guess that's what the protest system's for anyway. Keep getting the wrong line through there. Back to comes loose. Got a bit wide there. You don't want to go wide in that corner. There's a gutter on the just outside the curb, and you go in there, it'll ruin your suspension. I did a race round here in the Mustangs, and I was in second place for the entire race. And on the second to last lap, I hit that gutter and just ruined my suspension coming to the back of the field. I'm staying in the 129s, not too bad really. I mean, we can go quicker than that, but there's no point at the moment, to be honest. It's unlikely that I'm going to catch Troy. And behind me, number 7, Harold, he's not going to come anywhere, so just relax really, just get into it. Try to focus on staying on the road, no more off tracks. We do want to try and increase the rating. So go for that corner, try and remember that. Yeah, I didn't practice as much for this race as I did the other race, so obviously it kind of tells that there are quite a few mistakes being made. I was thinking of maybe switching up and doing an oval race next time around, seeing as I haven't done one of those for a while. The only content that I have I can really use is the street stocks at the moment. And that racing at the USA, I think it's the USA Speedway, I forget what it's called, it's the quarter mile one. And while I do enjoy it, like the close racing, I can't tend a line fight for that either. But you know, practice is the whole point of this. It's not what I want to see. And number 5 still chilling in the tyres. He'll go when he's ready. That was smooth through that, was nice. Try and keep that up. I think I've caught Troy a bit. May have had a mistake somewhere else in the lap. Only a little bit, nothing worth mentioning. Probably be soft in this car, seems to be the way to do it. That's better. You get so much more exit, so much more traction when you get the line right through that last corner. Yeah, 50 closest to Troy now. We've still got 11 laps to go, so we'll see what we can do. A lot better lap time as well. Let's not push it too much. A bit wide there. It's possible he's just cruising, he's got no reason to go fast either if he knows he's faster than I am. Especially if you lap that 125 in qualifying, it's a lot faster than I can go. But he may have gone off, he may have clipped something like I did. I'm not sure I've got damage, I think I just messed up the last couple of laps. But he may have gone off somewhere in there. Got some steering damage, suspension damage, and that could, you know, that plays into my hands. Also, this is my first time actually commentating over a video whilst using the steering wheel. You might hear it a bit in the background, so apologies for that, but I don't know. It's not really difficult, it's just a foreign experience. Got a bit loose in the exit there, but still another second closer to Troy. He must have a problem. I think keep attacking with these laps, then we could be in for a good finish. Starting to find some rhythm now, making less mistakes, which is nice. Obviously I'll probably just jinx it now. Just got to be careful with this car, it's quite a bit of power and not so much traction. Bit of lag there.
You've got wheel depth.
Yeah, for whatever reason, my computer lagged out quite hard and went down to 1 frame per second and just spun, crashed, as you can see. It's very frustrating considering I was having a good race and I was catching Troy. But that's the way it goes sometimes. Anyways, let's get this fuel sorted out quick. Where is it? No. On these buttons, there you go. Don't have any fuel.
10 laps to go.
What a shame. Missing the gear there. Not a bad pit repair time though for damage like that. Let's get this timer back up. Right. We can still salvage third place, and seeing as everyone else seems to have dropped out of the race for some reason, which is a shame really. This series doesn't seem too popular. I know why. Yeah, steering doesn't feel the same now, it feels a bit loose. You can see the time marks from where I went off there. I'm still trying to work out in my head what stopped this PC, what made it lag out. Well, I kind of down there was quit anyway. That would have completely ruined my iRacing. Like it probably already is now after that crash. Last time I raced here, I lost my biggest my iRacing ever. It was like I lost about 40.40, just because I had a terrible race. I went off a lot, trying to find some pace and ruin my car suspension. It was a nightmare. We're trying to stay away from this track, or stay away from this car for a while. Oh, I said to myself that I would record everything, the good and the bad, and it's unfortunate examples of bad, but race isn't over yet. I mean, number 3 and number 2 might make mistakes, and I'm in position, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Troy looked pretty solid, even though I was closing up on him. I just hope that isn't going to be a regular thing, lagging out, because apart from the obvious, side effects of it ruining my race and just my, just the recording in general, really, is so dangerous to the other cars, and I don't want to ruin anyone's race. On a side note, posting my fastest lap of the session there, so maybe the the steering is actually helping me, but we'll see. It's probably just because of the new tyres. New tyres, that's sure, so you're going to go a bit faster. It's nice to have a clear track. I do feel like I'm just in practice at the moment. Got a bit wide there, that could have been dodgy, that could have been race over there. Don't go off track. I think this is a car that I definitely benefit from having triple screens or bit of a further back field of view because you can't see anything out the window and it makes it very hard to turn into corners. So, obviously you have a rough idea of how big the car is, but in real life you do have that peripheral vision which you don't have in this game. And obviously if you're doing that every couple of seconds you are going to crash. What I might do in the future is just map the recording button to my steering wheel, and if I do get in trouble, I can get it quicker instead of having to fumble around for my keyboard. Obviously I'll lose a bit of recording, but I'll save my race. I find this car to be quite terrible in the slow corners. All the weight comes around, it's very hard to spin sometimes. It takes you a while to get on the power. Well, this race should have gone worse. It could be the number 5. I think they've just got bored and walked off. What I try in the next race is turn down the graphics a bit. I mean, I've got a fairly okay PC, but you know, still dwelling on what might have been. I think I might give the Masters a go next. You know, I want to try and cover as many cars as possible in the races. I know a lot of people say that you should try and stick to a series, but you know, if you're paying this much for a game, then you've got to try and you got to get a variation out of it. Eventually, I might settle down, into a couple of specific classes, of series, I should say, sorry. But for now, while I'm still in my early days, see what suits me. I don't think the Cadillac does, to be honest. I just noticed the number 3 dropped back about there, hoping that he might have binned it, but unfortunately for me, no. Still going around. Just trying to stay clean now, really. I mean, it's nice to have things like the fastest lap and bits like that, but the race is already over, ruined as far as I'm concerned. So, third place isn't so bad, but first place in a field of 8 cars, and it appears that we're only 3 running at the moment. It's not too hot. Still, it's better than number 5. Found myself slipping in second gear there. Seems to accelerate a bit better out of it, but carried our speed going in, so it's a bit of a trade-off. Getting towards the end of the last couple of laps now, so I'll keep going as I am. Is it just us free running? Yeah, they probably don't have microphones. Just curious. I think a lot of people like the multi-class racing. I'm one of those actually. I mean, multi-class racing is a lot more interesting than this. There's a lot more going on track, especially in yesterday's race. Free wide for a lot of the race, some of the people there. I couldn't imagine that in this car. People will get too dicey, there'll be crashes. This car's got too much power for that sort of thing. Really not pushing it too much anymore, just trying to take it to the end. Saying that going wide at the perilous corner there, I have no idea what turn that is, but that gutter on the outside has ruined my race a couple of times before, as I said previously actually. Despite obviously this car being a bit of a handful, I do want to try and get into the GT racing some more. Maybe the 4GT or the McLaren, I haven't really decided yet. The Corvette looks nice, but it's a bit faster than those two cars. I want to try and be progressive. I don't want to go too fast, too quickly. Saying that, I have to go from the Pontiac to this, so maybe I'll try and stay in the slower car for a while longer. I think third gear is better. There is torque in this car, but although I was able to get around the corner a bit easier. Well, there's the white flag, one more lap to go. It's a shame really, I think that I could have, stayed with Troy and possibly, closed up. We were gaining on him about half a second a lap, and could have been 2 wins in a row for us. Obviously the last one being a class win, but it's all the same to me. Still well raced by everyone else, and well, say everyone else, so the 2 drivers that are still in the race with me. It's just a shame that the field was so small for a start, and then it's just not really. Come up the hill for the last time, tackled infamous corkscrew. This is where it takes him out of the race for no reason. Well, Troy's gone, obviously he didn't enjoy the race. Can't say that I have enjoyed it so much, but it's an experience really. Obviously the recording's been fine for the rest of this race. I'm not entirely sure, why I decided to go off again, but there's no point dwelling on it now. What's happened's happened. Last corner, nice and easy. And come across the line in third place. Not so bad, but could have been better.
There's the flag, it's over. Great job, you did really well.
Thank you, Australian person. As you can see, Cassandra's been there for the last, however many laps. Have a look at the results then. Yep, seems that it was just us three running. Everyone else has left the room. A shame really, because it would have been nice to have a race against some of these guys. I was a bit low on you for the entire race after the lag, but what are you going to do? Next time I hope to do maybe an oval race. I haven't really decided yet. Like I said, it might be the street stocks, or it might go to the Masters. I'll flip a coin later and find out, and kind of go from there really. I'll put a little message in after, a little annotation in to show you like what happened to my iRating. I'll try and keep tabs on that as well to try and give you an idea of how I am doing. But yeah, disappointed with the computer. You've let me down. But third place on the podium, so mixed feelings. Anyways, if you liked the video, let me know. Give me a like. Let me know what I'm doing right. If you didn't like it, let me know what I'm doing wrong. It's always good to get feedback, especially on racecraft. I do like to hear like your racing tips. And I will see you next time. Have a good one.